Have you ever shared something about your past deliberately to get someone to pity you, or to feel sorry for you, or to want to comfort you? I know I have. This is another point actually that opened up through my life alignment session, where I have a tendency to not let things go. So, following my video from yesterday, that one point of I was teased as a child, another way that I've carried it around with me is that I can't, instead of fully letting it go, I've held on to a part of the emotional turmoil that it created, that it triggered within me, and I accessed that whenever I wanted to feel sorry for myself, or whenever I wanted to get pity from someone. I would tell them about how I had such a difficult experience as a child because I was teased, and it still haunts me, and stuff like that. And a lot of it was very deliberate. A lot of it had a very deliberate goal in mind, which was to elicit a specific response from people. And it's like a part of me knew that if I still had a part of me that was holding on to that emotional experience, then I was more likely to succeed at eliciting the desired response. So it's very interesting how we plan and plot these little strategies, and often can plan out things months or years in advance, or build our entire personality around something like that. Although for me in that case it wasn't building my entire personality around it. It was, however, something that I carried with me from that time when I was a child up until very recently. And it's something that has affected who I am. Maybe not every moment of every day, but regularly enough that I can say that it has been an influential part of my life. It has been a factor that has nudged me in different directions. And how I'm dealing with the point now is to recognize what I've been doing, to see it for what it is, and to address that reason of why I was holding on to it. What was I getting out of holding on to that emotional history or memory, set of memories? Because it's not so much that it was so traumatic that I can't let it go. It was more like I held on to it deliberately to have a particular outcome, or a number of particular outcomes. So I'm going through the process of identifying what is it that has been driving that. And one of those reasons was what I just shared, of wanting to get people to feel sorry for me and wanting to feel sorry for myself. So a very strange design, a very weird way that our minds work. And once you start digging into why am I the way that I am, you start finding some pretty weird stuff. Like, a lot of it doesn't really make sense. Like, why would I want to feel sorry for myself? Or why would I want other people to feel sorry for me? How does that empower me? What's up with that? And it's like, sure, there's a reason for all these things that we do, and there's a reason for these patterns that we live. That doesn't mean that that reason makes sense 100%. The reasons are there in that they shape specific outcomes and shape specific paths that we walk. So, how have you been creating yourself? And how have you been shaping yourself? And how have you been shaping your thoughts and making plans and trying to manipulate people around you and trying to put all the pieces on the board so that you have the particular outcome that suits you or that feeds some part of yourself. And these little things, I found that with me, before I got to the point where I was really willing to acknowledge what I'd been doing, there was always this kind of little nagging feeling in the back of my mind, or more like it was kind of in the pit of my stomach, of I shouldn't be feeling this way. I shouldn't be still holding on to this memory. I shouldn't still feel sorry for myself. But I ignored that little nagging feeling. And the thing just dragged on and on and on to the point that I was willing to stop it. So, if you have any points to share, if you have any points you'd like support on, if you have any questions, or if you just like to be part of the conversation, leave a comment or send me a direct message. I am more than happy to do a video for you. Otherwise, you can support me on Patreon or on Steemit, which is like a social network with its own cryptocurrency. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time.